Helping My Child to Make Himself Understood by the Speech Therapy Department of the Direction du Programme Jeunesse CIUS de l'Estrie-Chute. Your child is learning to communicate. It is normal that his language isn't always clear. Your child may have difficulty finding the right word, organizing a sentence, or pronouncing words. When your child can't make himself properly understood, he may react in different ways. He might give up on his idea or become sad and cry. He might also express anger by screaming, pouting, or even throwing a fit. In this video, we will discuss recommended ways to react when you can't understand what your child is trying to tell you. You help your child develop his language abilities when you comment on his interests and when you reformulate his messages. Of course, you need to understand first what the child said before you can reformulate his sentence. Sometimes that's easier said than done. Imagine your child says, "A belle nate outai." Let's see how you can react. You put yourself in detective mode and you start looking for clues. First, get down to your child's level so that you are face to face. You will be in a better position to identify the clues he's giving you. Observe his facial expressions, his gestures, and where he's looking or pointing. Try to identify the context of his message. Your child might be talking about something that is happening here and now, or about something that happened elsewhere at another moment. He might also talk to you about something that will happen. When needed, you can ask him a question to identify the context. For example, are you talking about an object in the house or at daycare? Did you see something while we were driving together? You can also ask your child to tell you again or repeat his idea or message once. I don't understand. Can you tell me that again? Imitating the same sounds produced by your child using a high or low voice may help you to recognize words. A bella notte. Try to decode sounds that might make up a known word. You think you heard the word outside, so try reformulating using that word. It's outside. Or if your idea is different, attempt something else. You're tired. You'll try. Your child will be able to tell you whether you understood correctly or not. If you partially decoded the message, your child might try to give you the missing piece. Yeah, a bella. If that still doesn't work, you can help your child to develop his own strategies to make himself understood by asking him to show you what he's talking about, when possible, by asking him to use gestures or mimic the action, by asking him to use another word to say it, even if doing so isn't always obvious for a child who is learning to speak. With the new clues, you can make another attempt at reformulation. Ah, the umbrella is outside. If that still doesn't work, do not hesitate to indicate that you don't understand. It is better to be honest with your child than to pretend to understand him. Take the opportunity to name your child's emotion as well as the one you're experiencing. For example, you're upset, you're sad, or I'm sorry that I don't understand. Putting names on emotions is an important and useful lesson for children. Your child may cry or have a tantrum. The frustration may linger, but his emotion will be understood and named. That usually gives the child some relief. You worked hard together to understand your child, and every effort is encouraging to him. You can occasionally use your natural interpreters, his big sister or older brother. Children often manage to understand each other better. However, One should avoid resorting to this method too often. In the long run, the child might end up relying on his sibling or attempt to communicate even less. Parents generally understand their child better than other people in their environment. What happens if your child speaks to grandma and she doesn't understand her? If you understood her, you can answer your child directly by reformulating her message. For example, your child says, "Foul caterpillar." You can help her by saying, "You're telling grandma that you found a caterpillar." You thereby help grandma understand while keeping your child at the center of the interaction with her. Your child remains gladly motivated to pursue her conversation. Lack of comprehension is a part of the reality of the child who is developing his language skills. Do not consider situations where there is incomprehension as failures, even if they are at times frustrating. Instead, view them as opportunities to develop your child's perseverance. For further information, do not hesitate to consult the following resources on how to help your child to make himself understood. Thank you for your time and attention.